Okay, so yesterday we started advanced machining process, and just introduction was completed. A lot of advanced machining process is to be discussed in details now. Okay, so one by one we'll see. Uh, right, one by one we'll see. We'll start with okay. And so generally 1 mark question is asked in a gate. 1 marks, maximum 1 marks is asked. Sometimes 2 marks is asked. So from advanced machining process, generally as advanced machining process, generally gate ask one a small question, 1 marks questions, or sometime 2 marks. But you have to read, you have to study everything, and you know the gate syllabus is your principle of advanced machining process. Principle. This is your gate syllabus. So generally 1 mark or 2 marks is asked, but we have to study at least 8 to 10 advanced machining process. So today we'll start one will abrasive jet machining. We have already mentioned some advanced jet machining process like abrasive jet machining, water jet machining, ultrasonic machining, or electric discharge machining, laser beam machining, electron beam machining, plasma arc machining, ion beam machining, and then you have ECM, ECG, or ECH and ECD. Already yesterday we discussed, right now, this EDM, LVM, EVM, PM, plasma arc machining, ion beam machining, IBM, then jet machining, abrasive jet, water jet, ultrasonic machining, and then we discuss chemical energy related ECM, ECH, ECD. So we'll cover first this one, then this one. Abrasive jet machining, ultra water jet machining, ultrasonic machining, electric discharge machining, laser beam machining, electron beam machining, plasma arc machining, ion beam machining, electrochemical machining, electrochemical honing, electrochemical grinding, electrochemical deburring. So we'll discuss today that abrasive jet machining, AGM, that stands abrasive jet machining. As name tells you some information, like abrasive will be used. So a jet of abrasive will be the abrasive jet, right now. So machining will be done by the abrasive jet. So what is the principle? So we will understand mainly in all advanced machining process, first is principle or mechanism of machining. Because that conventional machining process, the mechanism of machining is your plastic shear, where tool penetrates the workpiece. Tool must be harder than workpiece. But here in AGM, here you have right now different advanced machining process related to chemical, or it is mechanical jet, electrical, and this is your thermal jet, electric energy, or it is your um, light energy or heat energy. Anything is used in a advanced jet machining that we know. So what is the principle in advanced abrasive jet machining? We'll understand it, and we'll also understand generally characteristics or peculiar few main points that you must remember. Few main points, at least 8 to 10 points we will remember of each of each each machining process, advanced machining process. So that is our target. Lot of, because these topics are very research, new, lot of research are going on. So you will find a lot of research paper, but we'll limit our study because your syllabus is vast. Right now, and GATE only asks 45 questions from the technical. Right now, you should be very clever. So what is that? What is the principle of machining? Principle of machining in a abrasive jet machining is very simple. It is a, so let us draw the picture first. If you draw the picture, it is picture tells you, gives you right now 100 expert opinion, and a video gives you 1,000 expert opinions. So we'll understand it by picture. So this is your workpiece, and always remember that my notes and my teaching, it is almost matches, but I teach from my actual notes. So you will find very good information, very extra information will be there also. So basically, in that advanced abrasive jet machining, there is a nozzle. There is a nozzle. There is a nozzle. There is a nozzle, right? And this is your nozzle. Nozzle. And abrasive plus some gas or air is forced right now with high speed, high speed, or it may be air or carbon dioxide, some sort of gas right now. So this is your nozzle. This is your workpiece. Right? This is your workpiece. This high speed abrasive plus air, that is forced, that is heated. Right now, you have gas plus abrasive. It heats this workpiece. This hits. It is like you are throwing a stone on a wall. Suppose it is a cemented wall, and just you are throwing a stone. You are throwing a stone. So some chip will come out. Something will come out right now from the wall. Something will come out. So analogy is simple. So it is your stone. This is your wall, and you are throwing with a high velocity. You are throwing with a high velocity, and when it hits a workpiece, it get a small chip is removed. or we can say it is in a micro machining. And you know, this is complete fracture. It is in a brittle fracture, brittle fracture of job. It is brittle fracture means this material, this workpiece must be brittle, because you know the toughness. What is the toughness? That is the energy, right? No, energy, energy stored till fracture, till fracture. So that you know that strain curve already we have discussed right now. So this is your fracture point. This is your fracture point. So this is your fracture point. You have basically 5 point proportional limit, elastic limit, upper yield point, lower yield point, and then you have ultimate strength and then your fracture point. So and this is your stress and strength. Already we have discussed this in details. So this is the energy. So you know that brittle material stress strain curve will be like this. It will be like this. Means they keep very. This is for brittle material, and this is your ductile material. So ductile materials are tough. Ductile materials are tough. You cannot fracture. Ductile materials are tough. So you cannot fracture. You cannot brittle fracture. Fracture is not possible in of ductile material. So brittle fracture will be possible only of brittle materials such as glass, ceramic, mica, right? Glass, ceramic, or hard material. So using this technology, abrasive jet machining process, machining will be only possible of brittle material. Because if this wall is made of suppose copper or mild steel, nothing will come out. There will not be any fracture. There will not be any small chip. So when it is so this abrasive jet machining. So basically, it is in a mechanical jet, right? No, mechanical jet. We call it in mechanical jet. Mechanical jet. So you have thermal jet, mechanical jet, right? So and a small chip will form, a small chip will form, and this air that is used. I mean that air will blow the chip, blow the chip, blow the chip. So a purpose of air is to blow the chip, and abrasive will. So it is abrasive will possess the momentum because it's the mass and velocity, and it will hit with that momentum. There will be brittle fracture of the workpiece material, right? And this tungsten should be very high, right? So this process is suitable for, as I said, only brittle material such as glass, ceramic, mica, or hard material. And we call it is micro machining, micro machining of brittle material. And the abrasive must be hard. Abrasive must be hard. It's because otherwise how this fracture will take place. So basically aluminum oxide, that is stone right now. Aluminum oxide, silicon oxide is your sand, aluminum oxide is your stone, silicon carbide, these are all hard material. Silicon carbide, and the diameter of the abrasive is 15 micron to 20 micron. Let us feel this. So our hair size is 100 micron. So it is our less than one fourth. So diameter of abrasive. You can imagine how much that small that abrasive is. Nozzle, nozzle. You know, nozzle is this is your nozzle, and this this hard particle hits the nozzle also. It hits the nozzle. So nozzle should be very hard, and the nozzle material is tungsten carbide. Tungsten carbide. Tungsten carbide. That is our tool material. That is tool material, right? No, already we have discussed in a cutting tool material, and it is made by powder metallurgy. Already we have discussed powder metallurgy, tungsten carbide, then one gem stock, that is we call sapphire. It is something like a stone, no? Gem stone we call it, gem stone. And the chemical name is aluminum oxide only. Aluminium oxide. Aluminum oxide is very hard, silicon carbide is hard, tungsten carbide hard. And nozzle diameter is generally 0.18 to 0.8 millimeter. Can you imagine? So it is like 180 micron to 800 micron. So our hair size is 100 micron. So the nozzle size is how much? It is 100 to 800, means your hair is this. So you combine 8 numbers of hair. 8 numbers of hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be the diameter of the nozzle. Means it is very small, very small, very small. When we used micro machining, micro, right now it is micron size, micro machining. And the chip is your micro chip. You cannot see neck by naked eye also. Can't see by naked eye. Right? Then application, if you see what is used, I mean this what why is this where this abrasive jet machining will be used. So basically the application is fine hole drilling. Fine hole drilling. If you want to make a hole in a hard material, if you want to make a hole in a hard material, that is not possible by simple your drilling, your simple conventional machining process. If you want to make a hole, this process will be used fine hole drilling, shallow pocketing. Shallow pocketing. Shallow pocketing means if you want to make a pocket like this, right now. So the material, it will hit any pocket, shallow. You have already studied deep drawing and shallow drawing. Deep, if I say it is deep cavity, so deep cavity is this, but it is your shallow cavity, right? No, it is shallow. So if you want to make a shallow pocketing, this abrasive jet machining will be used. Then tapering. RING, tapering of drilled hole. Drilled hole means you have already a hole. Am I audible now, Rajat? Is it a noise is there? I think a noise is with my fan. Okay, I try to reduce the noise. Wait. Now is it fine? Is it fine from my side? Okay, okay. Let me mute. Let me mute. Just wait. Now is it clear, Rajat? Is it clear now? Is it okay? Fine now? Am I audible? Okay, fine. So tapering of drill hole. So you have already a hole, right? You have already a hole, and you want to make it tapered. Means you want to make like this, right? Then this process will be used. You want to make like this now. Tapering of drilled hole. Already a hole have been drilled, and you want to make it tapered. Taper. This is straight. So this process will be used. Abrasive jet machining will be used. Then deburring. Deburring. Deburring means, burr, when you make a hole and there is a burr, right? Now, if you want to remove the burr, then this process will be used. Abrasive jet machining. Abrasive jet machining will be used. And what is the limitations? Limitations already we have discussed. Low metal removal rate. Low metal removal rate because the diameter of the tip is nozzle tip. Nozzle diameter is small, very small. It is your 150 micron to 800 micron. So metal removal rate is very low. That is the limitation, and that value is 15 millimeter. That is one value I am writing per minute. Right now, 15 millimeter cube. So this much volume will be there. It will remove in 1 minute. 15 millimeter cube. Right? So 15 millimeter into 1 into 1. Right now, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, and 15 meter length. Right now, 1 and 15 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 15 millimeter length. If you want to drill or you want to make a slot, then it will take 1 minute. Right? Then one important parameter that we call nozzle tip distance. Nozzle tip distance. Nozzle tip distance. We call nozzle tip distance. Nozzle tip distance. What is the nozzle tip distance? This is your nozzle tip distance. That is the distance between nozzle tip and workpiece. So this is your NTD. Nozzle, you have to keep away. I mean, you have to keep that nozzle tip. This is nozzle tip at some distance. Yes, 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 Anupam. That is the distance between workpiece and tip of the nozzle. Tip of the nozzle. That is your distance between. That is your distance between nozzle tip and workpiece. That is the, and it is very important parameter. What happens? What happens when we change this NTD? Means This is your NTD. If you change this, whether you increase or decrease, what happens? So we'll understand nozzle tip distance versus metal removal rate. That is one important fact. And what we see when nozzle tip distance increases, when nozzle tip distance increases, metal removal rate increases first, but after some distance, there is optimum distance, it starts decreasing. This is your metal removal rate, and this is your nozzle tip distance. So when nozzle tip distance increases, metal removal rate increases, and there is a optimum nozzle tip distance where metal removal rate is maximum, and then decreases. So it is increases, then you have stable, then decreases. So you have, what is the reason for that? What is the reason for that? Reason for that is very simple. Reason for that is very simple. It is coming with the, because it is, there is a pressure difference. Basically, gas will flow, any fluid will flow due to delta P. Delta P. Right now, pressure difference. That is pressure difference. Pressure difference. Heat will always flow from high temperature to low temperature. That is temperature difference. Current will always flow from high voltage difference. Right now, that we are discussing, right? We are discussing, Anubhav, we are discussing, does pressure of nozzle cause effect on hammer? Entire things happens at here, it is at atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. This everything happens at atmospheric pressure, but here pressure is high. Here pressure is high. So when high pressure fluid and abrasive jet flows, and here it is atmospheric pressure, here is atmospheric pressure, the workpiece where cutting takes place, that is atmospheric pressure. The high pressure causes force, and finally this all stone, I mean that abrasive moves with a acceleration, because delta P is your pressure force into area, suppose this area. So force, there is a force on the particle, force on the particle, force on the particle, force on the abrasive. And abrasive is moving with the acceleration. So when nozzle tip distance increases, means when you nozzle tip distance increases, this is your nozzle tip. When this distance increases, means this distance increases, this distance increases, NTD. Now it is coming with an acceleration, so it is having some velocity. So here velocity will be now more. Here velocity is high, velocity more. Means abrasive will hit with larger velocity. Abrasive will hit, sorry, HIT, right now. Hit with higher velocity. Higher velocity. Because V is equal to U plus AT. Because it is moving with the acceleration. So the nozzle tip distance is right now, when distance is more, when time is more, right now, so velocity will be more, momentum will be more, momentum, that is mass into velocity, will be more, means particle will hit with more momentum, right now, higher velocity. But so this is the reason in this part, this increases due to higher velocity, because you know that it is coming out with some acceleration, and when acceleration is there, velocity increases, and where it hits the workpiece with higher velocity, higher momentum, so metal removal rate increases. But what happens when it is too large means nozzle tip distance is like this. You are like this, right? It is distance. So now this is very high. I mean, a large nozzle tip distance. What happens now? Because you have air, and this particle moves with the velocity. This air causes drag force. Drag force. You know, lift and drag. So drag force reduces velocity, and hence reduces momentum, and finally metal removal rate decreases. Means in this area decrease due to drag, and because air is there, gas is there, that resist the motion, and that we right now, and that is actually we call drag force. You have a lift force, drag force. When there is a relative motion between a object and a fluid, right now. So this is the reason of decreasing metal removal rate. So this increases due to acceleration, and this decreases due to the drag force. Is it clear to everybody? Everybody clear? Yes, no, maybe doubt. Now coming to that fellow answer. What is the name is? Anupam, very nice. Can mass of abrasive particle striking? So basically metal removal rate MRR depend on mass flow rate of air plus abrasive, velocity 3 by 2 divided by rho per power 1 by 4, that is G, that is your H, hardness 3 by 4. So mass MA is your mass flow rate, that is kilogram per second of mixture, that is air plus abrasive. What is V? Velocity of the jet. Velocity of the jet. So this is an empirical relation, right? So velocity of jet, then G rho is your density of abrasive material, density of abrasive material, and H is your hardness of the workpiece, and this is also equal to K Z dq d 3 by 2 rho divided by 12H 3/4. This D is mean diameter of the abrasive grain, mean diameter of abrasive, and Z is number of abrasive impacting per unit time, and K is a constant. So basically, I have given two relations: metal removal rate in a abrasive jet machining in terms of mass flow rate of mass flow rate of in terms of mass flow rate of air plus abrasive. Then this is the velocity of the jet, and this is density of the workpiece, abrasive, and H is the hardness of the weaker hardness of the workpiece material. G is gravity, and it is in terms of another parameters. Both are same only. This is the D is the diameter of the abrasive. Z is the number of abrasive impacting per unit time. B is the velocity, density of the abrasive, hardness. Now it is you can find many information from this. When mass this increases, metal removal rate increases, velocity increases, metal removal rate increases, hardness increases, this metal removal rate decreases, number of particles that is proportional per unit time, diameter, bigger mass flow rate, velocity. What is the doubt? If you perform AGM in isolated system, then the graph may increase of as there is same air drag. Isolated system, what is that? I will come to Rajat your what you call your doubt. First to understand this, I will come to your doubts. So this you can now find lot of information. How it depends upon mass flow rate, how it depends upon hardness, how it depends upon the velocity, how it depends on number of particle impacting per unit time, how it depends. So basically, metal removal rate is proportional to dq. The what is d? That mean diameter of abrasive grain. Metal removal rate is inversely proportional to hardness of the workpiece material. Right? So please note down this, because it is not there in a study material. Please note down. I will answer you, Rajat. First, you note down this. So basically, size of abrasive increases. So you are like this. This is metal. N number of graph you can plot. Size of abrasive. And then one is your mixture ratio. Mixture ratio. It is like this. Mixture ratio means abrasive divided by air. So there is an optimum mixture ratio again, because yes, First, you note down this. Once you complete, please inform me. Once you complete, please let me know. Once your writing is over, please let me know. It is in a constant. It is in a constant, man. It is in a proportionally constant. K depends upon metal removals. K will be function of your everything. Right now, it is an empirical relation where K is obtained by your experience. Whenever there is a proportionally constant, we have to either estimate from empirical or experience. K is just a proportionally constant and K depends on many things. Mixture ratio, that is flow rate. Flow rate is different. Flow rate is this. Flow rate is this. Flow rate is this. Mixture ratio, flow M, this is your flow rate. That is kilogram per second. That is your grain, abrasive grain plus divided by plus air. And flow rate is mixture ratio. Mixture ratio, that is abrasive grain divided by air. So when more mixture ratio, what happens? I am telling you reason also this, but this is not that much important. Here mixture ratio is less, means more abrasive, more grain, more abrasive in this, because it is sorry, it is low, right? No, it is low. It is low. I mean, sorry, it is low. Means this ratio is low. This ratio is low. This is your this in this part, this part, this part. This is your increases, right? Now means we are putting more abrasive, more abrasive, more abrasive, more abrasive. So this moves like this, right? Now means this ratio increases. It means either you are increasing number of grains or reducing air. So mixture ratio increases. It means either your number of grain abrasive increases, or we can say air decreases. So when more number of, right now, so it is what you have to understand this. What air does? Air below the chip. When air is less, so the blow will be less. So abrasive, what abrasive does, abrasive is your that impacts and that your brittle fracture, that causes the brittle fracture. And what air does, air is blow off, blow off the chip. So when more number of abrasive is there and less number of air is there, less air is there, so that blow up, blown, I mean, the removal of the chip will be difficult. But there is optimum ratio where is metal removal rate is maximum, and it is decreases because here uh, abrasive, more number of abrasive is there, more abrasive, more abrasive, more abrasive, and abrasive collides and they loses momentum. Abrasive collide with abrasive and loses momentum. When there are, when more number of abrasives are there, less air, abrasive will collide. Right now, it will collide one abrasive with other abrasive, and momentum will be lost. Right. So there should be optimum air abrasive grain and air ratio. Air more means air more abrasive less means impact will be less. Air less abrasive more means abrasive will hit each other. You getting the point? This, whether you understood this? Mixture ratio is not a flow rate. It is ratio of abrasive divided by. So you have suppose 5 gram of abrasive divided by 1 liter of air. 1 liter of air. That is the ratio. Is it clear, Ravichandran? Once again, I will explain if you are not clear. Yes, no, maybe. Repeat. I enjoy repeating here. You don't ask, you will not get from me. Crying baby only gets milk. If you want to repeat it, say repeat. I will repeat n number of times. Very good, very good, very good. Very good, very good. I think up to this point there is no problem. Up to this formula, do you have any problem? Anybody up to this formula? Anybody any problem? Very nice. Everybody is clear up to formula. Everybody is clear up to the formula, or should I repeat the formula also? So basically, metal, this Ma is your kilogram per second, or we call it is abrasive plus air mass flow rate. Right now, so it is very clear that metal removal rate is proportional to this flow rate. Flow rate, and flow rate means this mixture, right? Then metal removal rate proportional to velocity. V is the velocity. Then metal removal rate is inversely. Yes, yes. I repeat the formula. I repeat once again. Okay. So basically, so metal removal rate in a abrasive jet machining, there is an empirical relation relations. And what is that empirical relation? That is metal removal rate that may be, I think people are, there is a connection issue with this some I mean friends, and that creates problem right now. So don't worry. So metal removal rate is mass flow rate of the air mixture, velocity 3 by 2 divided by rho 1 g h 3 by 4, and it is also in terms of a constant jet or z in Kerala we call z, that is number of particle impacting per unit time, and this is the diameter of the particle. Then velocity 3 by 2, and then we have density, and they have 12h and a 3 by 2. So MA is your mass flow rate of mixture. What mixture contains? Abrasive plus gas. V is your velocity of jet, mechanical jet, and H is your hardness of the of workpiece material, density of the abrasive, K is a constant, proportionality constant, Z is the number of abrasive impacting per unit time, D is the average diameter of abrasive grain, right? It is now clear. So you can draw, uh, you can draw you can draw n numbers of graph. Metal removal rate versus mixture flow rate. Metal removal rate proportional to velocity. Metal removal rate inversely proportional to hardness. Metal removal rate is proportional to number of impact per unit time. Metal removal rate proportional to dBi. If you increase 2 millimeter, or it will result to raised to power 3, means 16 times. 16 times metal removal rate will increase. You can draw n number of graph. One thing I discussed, one thing I talked, uh, metal removal rate versus size, that is diameter. So it is in a cubic. So it is a metal removal rate. So you know y is equal to x cube graph. So almost it will go like this. So this is your size of grain, abrasive. Abrasive. It is actually metal removal rate is proportional to D. Now one thing I talk mixture ratio or slurry. Right now, slurry ratio. In a USM we'll discuss. Here it is mixture ratio or slurry will be used. So here we have mixture of what? Mixture of abrasive plus some gas. Suppose I am telling it abrasive, air. So mixture ratio is abrasive quantity divided by air quantity. Now what happens when mixture ratio increases or decreases? What happens to metal removal rate when mixture ratio increases or decreases? I told you there is an optimum mixture ratio at which this is your optimum, this is your mixture ratio. So you can simply assume mixture ratio increases means, so you have one mixture, you have air plus abrasive particle, abrasive, and you have air. So this flow increases means abrasive is more, air is less. Right now, it is the one way to increase the what you call mixture ratio. Once it increases, when it is low, right now, when this ratio is increasing, when this ratio increasing means more abrasive, more abrasive, more abrasive, more abrasive. So I said we have two functions, two element. One is abrasive and other is your air that is used to blow the chip, microchip, and this is to make the fracture, to make the impact of fracture. If air is not there, if air is not there, air is not there, so chip will lie here. Chip will lie here. If there is no air, there is no air. When air comes, chip is blown. Chip is blown. Chip is blown. Chip is blown, and finally, new surfaces will be fractured. New surfaces will be machined. So air is having importance, right? So in first case, what happens when it is seen that when mixture ratio increases, this number of abrasive increases. Suppose this is mixture ratio. Suppose I am writing it is 5, here it is 10, or here it is I am writing 15. Some in some unit, just to make you understand. Number of abrasive increases means number of collision increases. Number of collision increases, and then metal removal rate increases. And when number of abrasives is very large, means mixture ratio is that goes on increasing. Mixture ratio goes on increasing. When number of abrasives more, air is less now. Air is not sufficient in this area. Air is not sufficient. Air is not sufficient to blow the chip, and hence metal removal rate decreases. Now it is clear. Ravichandran ji, is it fine? Mohit, if everyone will say clear or yes, I will move ahead. Now we'll discuss ultrasound. One doubt. What is the question, Rajat? What was your question? Can you copy paste again? What was your question? I remember your question. Let me read your question. What is the Rajat question? Let me read. He asked me, can mass of abrasive particle striking workpiece increases? That already answered. Anupam. What is that? Rajat, can you copy your question? If we perform as in isolated system, if we perform isolated system, then the graph may increase of metal as there is some air drag. I didn't get your question. In fact, isolated system. What is that isolated system? Universe is isolated system. No energy transfer, no mass transfer. That we call isolated system. Fine. Your system. Right now, what is system? Anybody can tell me what is system? What is the concept of system and surrounding? What is the system? Anybody? What is system? Isolated system. Isolated system. A is system, B is surrounding, both A plus B is your isolated system. A is system, B is surrounding. Area 2 is studied where the whole process occur, object under consideration of universe. Okay, very nice, very nice. You know, everybody is BTech. Everybody, you know, what is that system? And what is surrounding? What is surrounding? What is surrounding? And what is surrounding? What is surrounding? Everything outside the system is surrounding. This is our sun, that is your Mercury, that is your Venus, that is your Earth, Mars, right now, Neptune, Plato, something like that. Right now, I want to study universe. Then what is system and what is surrounding? Tell me, for a space scientist, what is system and surrounding? Anything beyond boundary of the system, nothing is there. Nothing. I am to universe. I want to study the universe. Nothing is beyond. Nothing is beyond. Nothing is beyond universe. Where is the surrounding? No surrounding. System and surrounding is same. Universe is the system. Then where is the surrounding? Is universe is specified the area to be the a universe, man. Entire universe. The isolated system. So there is no surrounding. It is an isolated system. When there is system and surrounding both, right now, both, there is no interaction of heat, energy, mass between system and surrounding, that we call isolated system. So universe is an isolated system. Universe is an isolated system, right now, right? So what was our doubt? What about this? I have an nothing is there. Nothing is inside. What is this system? Is it system? Is it system? Nothing is there. Is it system? Is it system? Perfect vacuum. That is perfect vacuum. Is it system? No. Tell me, what is the system? Nothing is there inside. It's perfect vacuum. That is perfect vacuum. Perfect vacuum. A system in which work will happen. No, I am telling you, nothing is there. No, no mass. No mass. No mass. Whether it is system, is it system? No. Good. So system. So you all said, you all said things under consideration. Things under consideration. But you didn't say it must. There should be mass. There should be mass. If there is no mass, it is not a system. It is if it is there is nothing is there mass, no system. A system requires energy or mass transfer. Isolated system does not require. Isolated system isolated system does not require anything. Okay, we'll study in a thermodynamics. So here just to make you feel, A is your system, B is surrounding, A plus B is your isolated system. Okay, we'll discuss. I'll teach you very nicely. Don't worry. When I will teach thermodynamics, no, I will give the concept of system, concept of property, different thermodynamic process like constant volume, constant baric, isothermal, adiabatic, isentropic, all energy and heat conversion and work and the second law of thermodynamics, whether it is Kelvin, Planck's or Clausius, right? Everything we'll discuss. Carnot cycle efficiency. So, dear Rajat, Mr. Rajat, your question was we that this attention, Mr. Rajat. Okay, so entire process, entire process in a AGM is done at atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure, and it is not an isolated system. It is not an isolated system because you have you have here pressure is atmospheric pressure. So and here higher pressure. So this here, if you consider this is system boundary, so mass is coming, right? Now mass is going. So it is in a air, right? Now, so it is not entire process is assumed atmospheric. Now USM, ultrasonic machining, ultrasonic machining. Ultra means, ultra, you know what is ultra? Sonic, it is related to sound, and ultra means very high, right? No, very high. So basically, ultrasonic machining is a ultra means it is 20,000 hertz, more than more than more than this much we call ultra. Anyway, so what is USM? USM will discuss first principle. What is the same thing? What is the mechanism of metal removal? Mechanism, then application, then parameters. Some parameters. So basic USM process is ultrasonic machining. What happens in this? It is the same as AGM, that is your brittle fracture. Here what happens, you have try to understand this picture. If you understand this picture, then we'll explain. This is your transducer. This is your tool, and this is your reciprocating motion, that is vibration, and frequency is more than 20,000 hertz, very high frequency, right? Frequency. This is your workpiece. Workpiece, and here you have a slurry, abrasive slurry, abrasive slurry, abrasive slurry, right? So we have a transducer. When you apply power, it vibrates. It vibrates. There is a reciprocating motion. It goes like this, come like this. So it is having some frequency. So you have amplitude, amplitude. You know frequency, harmonic motion. It is in harmonic motion. X is equal to A sin omega t, right? So basically, when you give this transducer a power supply, it will vibrate. And when it vibrates, this is one tool is there, ductile material tool. Why ductile material? Because toughness. We need tough material. And here abrasive plus abrasive slurry. Abrasive slurry. Slurry basically water plus abrasive is 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 pumped. It is pumped by some pump. Pumped. It is pumped right now, and it goes, and then some abrasive will be here. It will hit. It will. There will be hammering of the abrasive. Abrasive. Hammering means it will be very high frequency. Means in 1 second. In 1 second means 20,000 times. Can you imagine? In 1 second, it is this many times. It moves, so it is having frequency, amplitude, and it because of this hammering action, right now, brittle fracture of the workpiece takes place. It will fracture. The tool in material is ductile because if it is not ductile, tool will be fracture. Workpiece material must be brittle, right? And finally, a small wear particle, a small wear particle that is chip will come out. Will come out. Abrasive, same abrasive already we have discussed in AGM, that whether it is aluminum oxide or silicon carbide, right? Will use, and slurry, water, benzene or glycerin, glycol. What is this glycol? Anybody know what is glycol? Anybody know what is glycol? What is glycol? If you mix glycol in water, what happens? Study that. If you mix glycol, what happens? Study this. Okay, because it is related to refrigeration. Chilled water. Okay, fine. So here slurry will be water, benzene, glycol, and abrasive, already discussed aluminum oxide, silicon oxide, right? And this boron carbide, right? Boron carbide. Uh, and the mechanism is same as a mechanism that is your same as AGM, because here same abrasive is used. Here only difference is that it is in a hammering, continuous hammering. And in application, basically your semiconductor, non-conductive brittle material, non-conductive brittle material means toughness must be low. Semiconductor, your right now silicon based silicon, right now glass, ceramic. Nature is your same, like your what you call abrasive jet machine. Now, metal removal rate again is an important thing. What will happen when I told it is all about frequency, amplitude, and you have slurry, concentration, or same thing, that is mixture ratio or ratio. Right now, what will happen? So again, you see when frequency increases, number of impact will increase. Number of impact will increase. So metal removal rate will increase. And when amplitude increases, means amplitude increases, momentum of the abrasive increases. Momentum of abrasive increases, and hence metal removal rate increases. Slurry concentration, again same thing. Slurry, same thing, like same concept will be used here. That is your slurry concentration or metal removal rate. Slurry concentration, so it will increase, right now. And one more thing is that what we call viscosity of 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 slurry. Viscosity increases means flushing power, that is wash away power will decrease, and hence metal removal rate will decrease. Limitations, again very low metal removal rate, and there will be tool wear also, because here tool is used. Right, we cannot make a, I mean, depth of hole will be low, you cannot make high. So here in a metal removal rate in EDM, sorry, that I will discuss later. Okay, once I teach all. So in USM, you have to remember these things. Again, I explain you. Nature is same as AGM, brittle fracture, microchip, micro machining. Right now, application nature same, brittle material, and then you have the transducer will be used for reciprocating motion. Sure, I will teach you, man. Don't worry. Thermodynamics I will teach. I will teach after this thermodynamics. I will teach. Don't worry. Or we can parallelly start two subjects. No, let me complete one by one. Thermodynamics I will teach you. Don't worry. Everything I will teach, and you will enjoy that. No, I will teach you all process. Then all is air standard cycle, whether it is a Carnot cycle or Otto, Diesel, Dewell, Atkins, Erskine, Rankine, Britten, Bell-Coleman, or it is refrigeration cycle, vapor compression cycle. Oh, I am interested too much in a cycle, sir, because cycle is a continuous energy production things. No, if it is in a cycle, continuously you get the energy. So all we will apply first law, second law to all cycles. Heat, energy conversation, we'll understand efficiency of cycle, then pressure, temperature at each point of the cycles. Like then we'll discuss second law of thermodynamics, concept of entropy. If you mix water and ice, entropy will increase, decrease, or entropy calculation. Right now, entropy changes, that heat interaction. How I mean that irreversible process, quasi-static, reversible. Everything we'll discuss. Then application part will discuss also all this power cycles. Then thermodynamics is I don't know. It is if you if you have understood what do you call that fundamental concept, and I will recommend you two books that is very important book. Thermodynamics is the heart of mechanical engineers. Yes, Ramachandran, we are behind. We are behind. Don't worry, I will complete. Don't worry, I will complete, man. I have promised in January I will complete all your subject. Later I will teach you 4 hours. I have experience of teaching continuously 10 hours. Can you imagine? I have taught 9 hours continuously. All Saturday, Sunday I have taught 9 hours. 7 hours in a Gate Forum, Gate Academy time. Then in my coaching 2 hours. In 3 days, I will complete heat and mass transfer. Fluid mechanical engineering, I will come. But now I am giving much time here because no, I cannot go that fast now. But don't worry. We are behind. Yes, we are behind. I understand. I know. I don't give much time because it is an online classes. No, so what to say? Okay, we'll do, man. Don't worry. I mean, best of my what you call hard work. I will put my all efforts to complete your syllabus. But whatever I will teach, no, that you remember because completing syllabus and remembering things are two different things. Okay, so this is USM is clear now, everybody. Everybody is clear USM. So small wear particle chip will come out, abrasive, aluminum oxide, silicon, slurry, water, benzene, glycol, water plus glycol. Right now, mechanism same as. Here you have to not get. Will ask what is the tool material. Tool material is toughness. Frequency, amplitude, we have understood. And then we have understood slurry concentration. Here important is what is the tool material? Tool material property. So toughness. Toughness, tool material must be tough. Must be tough. Gate will ask this question. Okay, everybody clear? Yes, no, maybe. So tomorrow we'll complete that fellow, what you call advanced machining process. Tomorrow will complete. So you have to study ECM tomorrow, ECM, EDM, EBM, LBM, PALM, everything. Okay? Okay, good night, everyone. Good night.